Hello and welcome. I'm Damon Bruce. Good to have you along for the NBA here on 2K Sports. It's Friday night basketball. It'll be the Sacramento Kings facing off against the Phoenix Suns. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
These guys facing good ball clubs and will continue to over the upcoming stretch of games. Even more critical to notch a win in this one.
Yeah, and they're in the middle of a tough stretch of games they've got coming up. I'm with you about there. You take a look at the offense for the Kings last season, there are some things to build on here, guys. Fourth in the NBA in fast break points, top 4 in points in the paint. Those are good numbers to...
Gives him the lead pass. Throws it down. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we're...
Feeds to Bledsoe. Goes back up. Rejected by Pekovic. And now, here comes Young, leading the break. McLemore with the ball. Picked up by Brown. And Rubio kicks to McLemore. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. But for the Kings,
picking up shots anytime they could get one up individually. They were among the lowest in the league in assists as a team. A lot of isolation basketball.
Model always up around 21 points and about 8 or 9 rebounds for the past 3 seasons.
Gets it to go.
Thank you, Kevin. Earlier I spoke with George Karl. We talked about the challenges posed by a player like Ricky Rubio. Such a tremendous passer and forward.
Outlaw kicks to Brown. He feeds it to Bledsoe. Back to Brown. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Morris with the bucket. And for Aldridge, a great score, a factor defensively certainly, and Steve, a decent rebounder. He's got a pretty well-rounded game.
And guys, had their free throw shooting been anywhere near up to par, I think it would have changed everything in that game.
No doubt about it. I mean, there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line. It infiltrates other parts of your game.
Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play.
Major power.
And he knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
And Baamute's checked in for Nikola Pekovic.
Well, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room.
Great shot from McLemore. Pass to Brown. All sorts of time. Kept alive. Morris. Second shot opportunity. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside. And
Suns in the West, they did finish with the worst record in the conference. They managed only 17 wins, Steve, against other teams in the West.
And that wasn't
month. Number 1, the Kings.
The last few weeks have shown these guys that being patient with your passing can earn you some easy looks and baskets. Excellent teamwork. The more you do it, the more you're rewarded, and it becomes contagious.
Morris with the bucket. Clark, a lot of giving, gets a screen from Outlaw. Fires the 3. And it's Brown missing.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Dragic kicks to Morris. The feed to Morris. Gets it to go. Morris has got 5 now.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Mick Roberts' shot is good.
He's in for time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair, back and forth. And this has been an unbelievable game to watch the defense to adapt and adjust.
Back to Rubio. That's the 3 fly. Another 3 for Sacramento.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to
That didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep.
Gerald Green comes in for McLemore, and it's Jimmer Fredette in for Ricky Rubio. Now here's Green. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. He kicks it to McRoberts, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You know, you look at the Morris twins, Marcus and Markeith, both played at Kansas, very close to each other. They had to tough it out for about a year and a half on different teams, but now they're reunited in Phoenix. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
He dishes it to Fredette. Fires from the line. Morris with the rebound. Phoenix has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Well, you look at the Morris twins. Markeith about an inch taller, but thus far in their careers, the numbers are pretty similar so far.
Both of them natural power forwards with some outside shooting ability, so they can kind of fill that modern floor spacing four-man role.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Green kicks to Plumlee. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Dragic off the pick from Morris. Dragic kicks to Goodwin. All alone. And that one hits back iron. Here's Fredette. Taking a look at the Suns' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Now the key has been the rebounding department. This club's dominating the paint down low.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Markeith Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Dragic is out there with Calderon, and it's Lee in at the 3. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Ben McLemore grew up in poverty in the tough town of Wellston, Missouri, near St. Louis. A tiny house with up to 15 people under one roof. At times, no food, no...
For Phoenix, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. 0 for 5. McCallum with the bucket. And back to the bidding war for the Kings.
The Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think...
Ricky Rubio checked in for Sacramento. Passes it to McCallum. The shot. That ball's nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. McCallum's got 4 points in the quarter. Brown outside. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Brown's gone 1 of 6 shooting so far. The pass to Green, and it's sent back by Allen. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. McLemore with the ball. Brown on him. And so he owns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, when you talk about a beautiful shooting stroke, just look at Ben McLemore out of Kansas. From the ground up, sets his feet, great balance, elevation. Beautiful follow-through.
No wasted motion or energy in that. And as he learns to play off screens and be
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Kings.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And don't forget about their three-point shooting, too, because that could be a major factor here tonight.
Jimmer Fredette's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Now, here is Fredette. Good. Fredette's got 4 points this quarter. Aldridge. And Mbamute comes in for Thaddeus Young. And that one's good. Brown's got 5. Clark, later in the game, you need to get to the line.
I think you're right, Kevin. You want to get that ball to the rim. You've got a couple of easy points at the foul line. That's how you turn the end game in your favor.
That's just good strategy.
Excellent strategy when you can execute.
And that one's good. 9 points for Ben McLemore.
and Mike Malone, a first-time head coach. New blood taking over. But for all three, extensive experience in assisting roles. Whether assistant coach.
See how they do.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came.
Roberts. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. Whatever they are doing that are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work. That's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot to lead.
And win total.
He misses the free throw. Total of 8 road wins had been tied for the fewest in the entire Western.
Push with the ball. Other than that, they were fantastic.
Phoenix, no good that time either. The Kings leading following this one. They get to host the Rockets. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. With the lead pass, Bledsoe passes to Brown. Chance there to take the lead, missing.
You know, he's not a name that a lot of people think of when you listen to, the top post defenders in the NBA, but I believe LaMarcus Aldridge is one of the most underrated post defenders in the NBA.
He hits Brown with the drive. Bledsoe, here's Morris. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes.
Though, as you said, Kevin, is challenge shots. And he never gives up easy baskets to the guy he's guarding. He's a pretty good help defender as well.
The Suns trailing. Bledsoe dishes to Brown. Bledsoe is screen on Green. Pass to Outlaw. Off the screen. Buries the jump shot. Outlaw's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
The drive by Green. Kicks it to Mbah-a-Moute. The dish to Begovic. Mbah-a-Moute up top. Shot clock at 6. Outside, Green. It's stolen by Brown. And he slams it one-handed.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. If he just let him go, who cares?
Backing down is Green. Tries again. And it's Begovic missing. Here comes Shannon Brown. 20 points for him last game against the Lakers. Outlaw with the bucket. And here's Fredette. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Suns lead by 5. 2K Sports. Back in a moment here from the U.S. Airways Center.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Hello, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and the NBA season is really getting into gear. For the Phoenix Suns, they have the lead against Sacramento. Things haven't been going very well for them this season, languishing at the bottom of the conference. They've gotten some great minutes out of Markieff Morris. He's got 10 points, and also has grabbed 5 boards. And still in it, the Kings hanging around. Defensive rebounding, a big problem right now. They just can't control their own backboard. A rough first half for Jimmer Fredette. An unsightly, untimely shooting percentage. Ugly game. And now let's go.
Really terrific numbers for Morris. He's got 10 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
Now, his outside stroke has looked really good today.
On the court for Sacramento. We've got Young. Aldridge out there, Begovic. Then there's Gerald Green, and it's Fredette in at the point guard position.
Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
Man, they should be, Kevin. That was one elaborate finish.
You know, after the 2004 realignment title a few times, but even in their long stretch as one of the top teams in the West up until the last few years, they've waited a long time to win another Pacific title.
Now Young inside.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific field. So gets the screen from Gortat. This is to Brown. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. the Suns were forced to rebuild, and now it may take a while.
Yeah, that's true. The division is getting in NBA history as a franchise. In fact, 4th highest winning percentage of all time.
24 record here at home.
Now Gortat averaging 13 points a contest. 4 on the clock. Tries a three. Another three for Phoenix. And the same to see them drop so many games on their home court.
Well, to give you an idea of just how dominant this team has been here in Phoenix, this was the first time more, so I think there's hope going forward for the Sacramento Kings.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Jimmer Fredette.
Off his impressive showing in the 2012 playoffs last season, really a break.
How tough he could be at the defensive end of the floor, but his progress offensively. You know, Steve, I thought that really turned a lot of heads of GMs around the NBA when he was...
Seem to always get the ball to the right guy at the right time in the right position.
Gets it to go. Now it's a 3-point Kings lead.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
The Suns have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Bledsoe with guarded now by Rubio. Got that one up quick. Turioff dishes to Young. 18 feet out. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. First trip to the line for him here.
Well, of course, we'd all not have the touch in the 60s.
Guys, I think free throw shooting, and Steve, you can speak to this.
Goodwin with the steal. Now here's Dragic, defended by Fredette. Dragic gets the bucket.
Under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
Travis Outlaw's checked in for the Suns. That gives them the lead. Fredette kicks to Turioff. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew,
The top field goal percentage shooter in the league. I mean, lights out. That's really the only way to describe it. He doesn't miss much.
and the Suns making a change here. Bledsoe's checked in. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now, here is Fredette. He's tightly guarded. Shots good from Young. And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, it's been a hard fall, guys. As recently as 2010, they played in the conference finals last season, had the 4th worst record in the NBA, and they're not a
building mode for Phoenix, and it happens to everybody. The end of one great era, and hopefully the start of a new one, but it's going to take a few years to get this thing rolling.
Here's the floater. No luck. Now Sacramento takes it the other way.
Shabazz Muhammad out of UCLA. He has a scorer's mentality. Spot up.
Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Brown. Good. And back to Muhammad Clark, 6'6", but he is a small forward. Is he a shooting guard? What are you seeing?
Well, I'm not sure. He's strong, but there are questions.
5 to shoot. Nick Roberts, the pass to Fredette. 16 feet away. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Jose Calderon.
Now, it's hard to imagine them not running away with this game if they can continue to shoot the ball like they have been.
Steve, everything is falling for them this half, and they haven't had any empty possessions, scoring on every trip.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the third. To the paint, here's Plumlee, and the layup is good. Plumlee's got his second basket of the game.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time.
For Phoenix, they have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. That's good from Calderon.
Jose Calderon out of Spain is a terrific playmaker and shooter. He's not a guy who's going to put up big numbers, but you give him the keys to your offense, and he's going to make a lot of good things happen for you.
Sacramento making a switch here. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Plumlee. Aldridge comes in for Josh McRoberts. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Muhammad. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Jimmer Fredette. Good! Pekovic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And it feels like the energy has just picked up big time here. And both teams now feeding off each other's intensity.
I don't know what was said in the locker rooms at halftime, Steve, but it's obvious both sides have responded well.
And Young, here we go. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Now it's a 7-point Kings lead.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Here's Calderon. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
Gortat with the steal. And a great show through 3 quarters. So here's Phoenix. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Dragic is out there with Brown, and it's Outlaw in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. McLemore. Good ball movement here by the Kings, and that one's good by Aldridge.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Dragic kicks to Brown. Hits the 3-point bomb.
This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Back to Pekovic. It's stolen by Brown. Brown right side. He dishes it to Morris. Passes to Outlaw. Kicks it to Gortat. And there's the pass to Outlaw. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Pass to McLemore. And counts the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
That's good for McLemore.
You know,
Bledsoe outside. Boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there. Rubio against Dragic. Blocked. Here's Pekovic. Makes it off the glass.
Well, something special about it.
Where he excels is on one of the most fundamental plays in basketball, the pick and roll. He will lower the boom on the defender with a solid screen, and then is terrific at rolling in the...
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Talk about complete control. Everything, he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
Yeah, those are always easy points. I mean, when you can get to the line and knock them down, sometimes that's the difference in the game, Clark.
And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for Sacramento. Bledsoe kicks to Gortat. He's guarded by Mbah-a-Moute. Back to Gortat. Bledsoe outside. 6 on the shot clock. Brown goes up with a stripe, and it's rejected, but he recovers it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here is Mbah-a-Moute. A rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Gets it to go.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half.
So they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. They get it back. Gortat misses. The Kings leading. The drive by Rubio. And that one's good. Phoenix calls timeout. He's checked in for McLemore. And it's Jimmer Fredette in for Ricky Rubio. A moment to check in with Doris Burke.
For whatever they have left in the tank, he said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. guys.
Well, and Rubio, and I'm going to borrow a phrase here from Clark Kellogg right to my left here, a stat sheet stuffer. He gets rebounds, he gets steals, he gets assists, he's all over the floor.
Defense honest when they're guarding.
Nick Roberts, defended by Morris. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. That free throw good from Nick Roberts.
They didn't shoot it.
Fredette picks him up. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Brown. Fredette comes with the double team. Bledsoe kicks to Gortat. And down it goes. Jamming that one home.
This has been a terrific contest up to this point, and I would guess it's going to stay this way all the way to the end.
Down here in the fourth quarter. And here's Green outside. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Gortat's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Here's Outlaw. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam to get the 2 points.
And those could be an important 2 points, too, guys, in a close game like this one.
And Green slams it in.
You know, the defense that time was just content to stay out of the way. I mean, no resistance at all. They let him do exactly what he wanted to right there.
Steve, no one looked too anxious to tipped away. It's stolen by Fredette. Nick Roberts, the pass to Fredette. And that one's good. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark and Steve. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Boy, after all this energy that both teams have expended, you're right, Clark. This would be a tough one to lose.
Outlaw kicks to Morris. Offensive rebound. And that one's good by Gortat. Gortat's got 11 in the second half.
And my goodness, that one got him going.
Is checked in for Turian. Aldridge comes in for Josh McRoberts. McLemore's checked in for Gerald Green. And Ricky Rubio is subbed in for Jimmy Fredette. Back to Rubio. He feeds it to McLemore. Takes it from 10. Bounces high off the rim and drops. McLemore's got 6 points in the quarter.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Bledsoe kicks to Brown. Gets the 3 to fall.
They're starting to give him a little too much space here in the second half. That's his third three-pointer since the break.
Here's McLemore. Count it!
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Here's Brown, and he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion, so he'll head to the free throw line. It's on Ben McLemore. First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 1. And Brown drops them both.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
That's tipped. Rubio against Bledsoe. Rubio dishes to Young. Back to Rubio for 3. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
And the Suns
For the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Here's Morris. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Sacramento's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
And so here's Sacramento. 3-point lead. Money!
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at them.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
For 3, Outlaw nails the triple. And now they decide to foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
So it's the Kings taking the win in this one. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least,